I just sprayed penetrating lube on. Here goes. Man, for those of you that are just coming to this channel for the first time seeing this video, you're probably like, what the hell's wrong with this girl? She's fucking weird. For those of you who have not seen my past videos, I am going to work on my Forester XT. I have some aftermarket parts I want to put on it today. Invidia J pipe and an EGR delete. It's big! Which, according to my access port right now, it's catalyst temperature is 685 degrees. So I thought this went out really well. And I'm working on the car. That was just top-notch special effects right there. Only on my channel. But I took the engine plastic off to help it cool and for the fact I gotta take the intercooler off to do the EGR valve anyway. So I think I'm gonna tackle the EGR valve first. Since it's up here, and then I'll jack the car up and do the J-pipe after. To start out, I have to take off the intercooler. That's these two bolts right here. This bolt right here takes off this bracket. Loosen the hose clamp that's in there. This hose clamp for the charge pipe. There's one mounting bolt right there. And then the intercooler just pops right off. Okay, let's get this thing off. I didn't mean that innuendo, damn. Have the intercooler off. How long will that take?
5 tops, as I'm spitting chips everywhere.
You have chips in your beard. I just can't with this. And my boobs, like, make it really hard to use. I have to, I don't know. Anyway, 4.5, 5 minutes, take the intercooler off. Yeah, that's what's up. No, it's really easy, I swear. It's super easy taking this intercooler off. Now I gotta see where the EGR valve is. It looks like it's not gonna be fun. And just so I don't lose intercooler hardware, I put these two right back in their hole. The other one is back in its bracket. And then the actual bracket for the driver's side, I just put it up here and that's his bolt. I don't know if you guys can see, this is really hard to get a camera in here. Right here, I'm gonna take this out. Now I have coolant lines that I'm going to have to clamp off so I don't lose any coolant. And then there's a little elbow piece that goes in there to get them to recirculate. And then I'm going to be removing this, and then a block off plate will be going right here. All right, you guys, I have the first part off. I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot about EGR valves. I know exactly what they do. They recirculate exhaust gas back into the intake so it can be reburnt, which I believe helps with emissions. If I got that right, I didn't look it up. I'm seriously just pulling this out of my ass. This thing's all covered in carbon deposits. That's why I'm removing it, because those carbon deposits end up on your intake valves. So if you can see that hole right there, that is where this block off plate is going to go. And luckily, thanks to my camera, the OEM gasket looks to be in perfect condition. I'm gonna torque the hardware on the first block off plate. It has to be 14 foot-pounds or 168 inch-pounds. Oh no!
I'm gonna try it with your little stick and see if it...
So my GoPro overheated, and now all the files that I got of me working on this have been corrupted and lost. So I don't know if it's lacking a lot of footage. I'm sorry, budget YouTuber. So I have the hose, upper hose clamped off right now. It's not leaking anymore. Upper pipe for the EGR valve right here. I just got a coolant hose on there. It was a little wet, so I'm just soaking up the rest of it since this entire assembly is coming off. Not horrible. This is the most awkward filming angle. I'm under my car, and it's actually really easy to get to the bottom coolant hose on this EGR delete. I don't know if I'll be able to film this because my GoPro overheated. All I have is my DSLR, and it's scary. This is an expensive camera to be stuffing under a car. Right there is the bottom coolant hose I have to take off for the EGR delete, and the hardware is, you can't see it, it's over that plastic braided wire protector. There's a 10mm bolt down there. Anyway, I'm about to take off that coolant line, and then the upper hardware is already done. I have a pair of vice grips on the coolant hose to help prevent it from spilling excess coolant out. So now all I have to do is pop off that hose clamp right there. I have a pile of rags to catch any coolant. Hopefully I don't lose too much, but it is kind of hot, so we'll see. Come on, you stupid hose. I can't get it off. Do you have cannon plug pliers?
I don't know what those are.
Oh, sorry, military stuff. They're for aircraft cannon plugs.
I would not have tools to work on military aircraft.
I got the blue on me. Ah, f***ing covered in coolant. Oh, I am covered in blue shit. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Here it is. Da-da-da. So this jacket right here is what is full of coolant. The coolant comes in, it flows through this jacket, which until cools this pipe, which has hot exhaust gases. So the exhaust gases are like a pipe in a pipe situation. So this pipe goes through, and then you can see how it's all covered in soot. That's the crap that ends up in your engine. That's why I'm taking this off. All right, now that I have the EGR cooler pipe out, which I just learned what that was called. I feel like an idiot now. Anyway, I have the EGR cooler pipe removed from the car. So now I'm gonna install this little elbow, which is gonna connect the two coolant hoses that I have pinched off right. I said pinched off. I can't. It's gonna connect the two coolant hoses that are pinched closed right now. I probably should just drop this guy down below and connect them together like this. I got it. All right, I need the pliers. Okay, so now I'm gonna install this lower EGR valve cooler tube, and it came with a Subaru gasket, which is pretty cool. And then I have to remove the EGR valve and then onto the exhaust. So hopefully I can get the J-pipe done before it's dark out, or else I'm gonna be recording in the dark. Such is life. Why didn't I just like go to beauty school? Why didn't I just be like a makeup artist or a clothing designer? No. Why did I choose to be a mechanic? This is my life. Ugh, hard to get camera up in here. I have the EGR cooler tube block off plate installed down here. You can see one of the nuts that goes to it. Those I have to torque to 4.7 foot-pounds, and then up top for the rest. Everything is done on deleting this EGR valve. My engine's dirty. I'm gonna get dust. I gotta clean it up. Everything's put back together. Went back together fairly easy. Now I am going to do the J-pipe in the dark. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna take off the skid plate. That should give me access to the front half of the J-pipe by the turbo, and then take off the latter halves in that order, going back. I'm bad at explaining this stuff right now, I don't know why. I'm stuck. Danku. Ben. I'm gonna help a girl out and get that one. Here's that guy. There you go. This is how I have to film when my GoPro is being a punk. So I have the skid plate off. Now I'm going to take off this little, I don't know, it's like a little skid plate piece that'll help gain full access to the J-pipe. That's a heavy piece of metal. Cool, J-pipe right there. I just sprayed penetrating lube on, I can't not laugh saying that, on the downpipe. So the bottom one's right here, and also back here on the heat shield hardware, just in case I take this off to make it easier to get to the upper hardware. Gonna take this O2 sensor off this bracket right here, that goes to the water pump. That needs to come off, and then this upper little shield that goes to the bottom of the belt, it protects the belt from the heat of the turbo and the downpipe. That will be removed once I get that 12mm bolt right there. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, Charlie broke free these nuts on the turbo. The turbo studs, I could not do it. Didn't get the camera under here because it's impossible while we're doing this. So now the bottom bolt. That was funny. Hi. Up here is the bracket for the back half of the J-pipe, so I'm gonna break free these 14mm bolts. There's 2 of them. Ooh, geez Louise. Ouch. One more. Here are the 2 halves of the J-pipe. This is where the J-pipe connects the turbo 4-bolt flange. Now check this out. Look at the flanges on this exhaust. These are so nice. Came with gaskets. Scare reuse the gasket at the actual turbo. Just in case, I want to make sure the exhaust is nice and clean before I put it on there. I'm going to install a J-pipe right here. There's a heat shield that comes from the factory and it covers the bottom of the belt. I'm going to put that back on just as it should be. Reinstall grounding strap right here. Yikes, Bob Sykes. Who the hell's Bob Sykes? Why do I have his name stuck in my head? Back on the turb skis. God, why is that so addicting to say? Damn you, Cletus McFarlane. These right here have to be torqued to 28 to 32 foot-pounds. I'm gonna do 30 since it's right in the middle. Thank you for the plastic doodads. Got the J-pipe installed, just have to put the second half of it on down here. Here is the rear exhaust bracket. This is the mounting point where mid portion of the J-pipe mounts to right here. And then this is the upper bracket. So I'm gonna remove this portion. The Invidia one is gonna attach right here and I won't need this lower portion. This is heavy. All right, I got it started at least. Install the gasket. It's gonna go up here. Just need the hardware. I don't like these type of gaskets. My arms are so tired.
You want a break?
No, I got it. I have carbon all over my face. I have carbon in my mouth. It's pretty gross. Bolts are all tight. Exhaust is all tight. I'm tight. I have a tune on there, but it's not tuned for the delete and the J-pipe. So I'm going to have to drive it home, but be very careful not to go into boost. Just drive it very gingerly back to my house. All right, moment of truth. Cold start with the new J-pipe. I'm nervous. Here it goes.
Louder than my Kenny Bill Terminator.
It's loud. Now that the car's warmed up, it's actually not that bad. I will get the tune next week and I'll make more content because this is not totally done yet. Gotta get it tuned. So I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye. Last the last backing plate. Bye, bird.